camera is rolling, the red light is on, everything is ready, the sound is speeding, the boom operator has found the perfect position. You watch the monitor, your heart a little faster than usual. This is it, the moment you've been building towards for months, maybe years. You called action, and then nothing happens. A beat of silence stretches into an awkward eternity. Or what happens is wrong. The tone is off, the energy is missing. It is flat, it is dead. The actor says the lines. The words are correct. They are exactly what you wrote, what you rehearsed. But the performance is a ghost, a hollow echo of the character on the page. No blood, no life. You feel a knot in your stomach, a cold dread that starts in your gut and spreads through your chest. This is not the scene you imagined. This isn't the vibrant electric moment you saw in your head 1,000 times. This is not the story you want to tell. You have to fix it. Right now. You have to say something. But what? What are the words? What do you say to an actor to make the scene live? To breathe fire into it? This is the moment every director dreads. The moment the entire machine grinds to a halt, waiting for you. The moment where your vision meets their craft, and a gap opens between them. A chasm of miscommunication. You cut the take. The word echoes in the sudden silence. You walk onto the set. Every step feels heavy, measured. The crew looks at you. Their faces are a mixture of patience and curiosity. They trust you to solve this. The actor looks at you. Their expression is open, vulnerable. They are waiting. They want to give you what you want. They are on your side. They are waiting for the magic words. The words that will unlock the performance. The key that will turn the lock and open the door to the character. You open your mouth. You start to speak. And what comes out is a stream of well-intentioned, but ultimately useless, feedback. You say things like, "Can you give me more?" More what? More volume? More energy? More sadness? It's a question with 1,000 possible answers. I need it to feel more real. What does real even mean? Real to whom? It's an impossible feeling to manufacture on command. Let's just do it again, but better this time. This is the most common and most destructive note of all. It implies the actor failed, without giving them any tools to succeed. The actor nods. They say they understand, because they are a professional. They want to be easy to work with. You go back to the monitor, a flicker of hope in your chest. Maybe that was enough. You call action again, and you get the exact same flat performance. Maybe it's a little louder, maybe it's a little faster, but it's still empty. The problem was not the actor. The problem was you. The problem was your direction. The truth is simple. Vague direction creates vague performances. General notes lead to general choices. Actors are not mind readers. They cannot see the movie playing inside your head. They are craftspeople. They are artists who work with tangible tools, their body, their voice, their imagination. They need clear instructions. They need a blueprint. They need a task to perform, something physical and specific to do, not a feeling to chase. Chasing an emotion is like trying to grab smoke. The harder you try, the more it slips through your fingers. When you give them an abstract idea, like be more vulnerable or feel the loss, they have nothing to hold on to. They are adrift in a sea of concepts. They are left guessing. They start to offer up different versions, hoping one of them will stick. They try to please you, but they don't know what you want. And this uncertainty creates tension. So they play it safe. They pull back. They make smaller, less interesting choices to avoid being wrong again. They retreat into their head. They start thinking about the performance instead of living inside the moment. They deliver the lines without a clear purpose. The words become just words, not actions. This is how you get a flat performance. This is how you waste time. This is how you kill a scene before it has a chance to breathe. The clock is ticking. Every minute on set costs money. The money is burning. And the pressure from producers, from the schedule, from your own expectations, begins to mount. This guide is about stopping that. It is about closing the gap between you and your actor. It's about building a bridge of clear, effective communication. It is about giving direction that is simple, direct, and actionable. It is not about theory. We won't be discussing Stanislavski or Meisner in the abstract. It is not about psychology. You are a director, not a therapist. It is about practical tools you can use on set, right now, in the middle of a scene. You don't need hours of discussion. You need seconds of clarity. You don't need to talk about the character's childhood. You need to talk about what the character is doing in this very moment. You need a few good words. The right words. The words that give the actor a job to do. A playable action. A tangible objective. This is a manual for clear talk. A field guide for the working director. It is a way to get the performance you need, so you can get the shot you want. Vague notes are the poison of a film set. They sound like direction, but they are empty. They offer no clear, repeatable action. The most common vague note is more. More what? More energy? More volume? More anger? More love? This single word is a black hole of communication. It forces the actor to guess what you mean. They might try shouting their lines, making bigger gestures, simply pushing harder in a general sense. This leads to a performance that feels forced and inauthentic. It's like telling a musician to play louder when the problem is timing or key. It solves nothing and only adds pressure. Another common trap is the intellectual note. The director explains the theme of the movie, or the psychology of the character. This scene is about the duality of man. She does this because her father never loved her. True for prep, but not playable in the moment. An actor cannot play the duality of man. They can play an action, try to hide a secret, try to tell a lie. Backstory is for preparation. On set, you need a simple, immediate objective, not a therapy session. Then there is the note that tells the actor how to feel. Be sadder. You should be angrier here. This is perhaps the most destructive note of all. You cannot command an emotion. Feelings are a byproduct of action and circumstance. If you want an actor to be sad, give them a reason to be sad in the scene. Give them an objective they are failing to achieve. Instead of be sadder, say, try everything you can to get them to stay. Beg them, plead with them, and fail. The effort and the failure will naturally produce genuine sadness and loss. These vague notes all share the same flaw. They put the actor in their head. They force them to judge their own performance. Instead of focusing on their scene partner and objective, they start thinking, am I being sad enough? Is this more? Am I showing the theme? This self-consciousness is the enemy of good acting. It creates a barrier between the actor and their instincts. The performance becomes a calculated demonstration, not a living human moment. To get actors out of their heads, stop giving notes that put them there. Your words must be a key, not a cage. Let's talk about the cardinal sin of directing actors. It's a trap that even experienced directors fall into, and it's called result direction. This is, without a doubt, the single biggest mistake a director can make. Why is it so damaging? Because it is the root of most flat, lifeless, and unconvincing performances. It's the reason a scene that should be electric feels dull, and an actor who is capable of brilliance seems disconnected. As we've touched on, result direction means you are telling the actor the outcome you want to see, the final emotional effect on the audience, rather than giving them the playable task to get there. It's like telling a chef, make this dish more delicious, instead of telling them to add salt or turn up the heat. You're describing the destination without providing a map. Let's take a classic example. Be more sympathetic. This is pure result direction. You are telling the actor the effect they should have on the audience. Sympathy is a feeling the audience has. It's not something the character does. An actor cannot play an abstract concept like sympathetic. When you ask for it, they are forced to guess what sympathetic looks like. They might soften their voice or try to look sad, but it will feel manufactured. They can, however, play the action of trying to get someone to understand their side of the story, or the action of begging for forgiveness, or the action of desperately trying to protect someone they love. If they fight for that objective with honesty, If they truly pursue that playable action, the audience will likely feel sympathy for them. The result happens on its own, as a byproduct of a tangible human pursuit. Let's look at another common example, this time in comedy. You want a scene to be funny. The script is witty, the situation is absurd, but the performance is falling flat. So you tell the actor, be funnier, or punch that line more, or find the comedy in it. This is a death sentence for comedy. It puts immense pressure on the actor to get a laugh, which is the fastest way to ensure they won't. They start pushing for the joke, mugging for the camera, and indicating the joke. They start performing the idea of funny instead of living truthfully inside the scene. Instead, focus on the character's serious intention. Comedy almost always arises from a character desperately trying to achieve a serious goal in an absurd situation. The humor comes from the gap between their high stakes and the ridiculousness of their circumstances. So, give the actor the serious objective. For instance, your direction could be, you must convince this person your dog is a cat. Your life depends on it. If you fail, you lose everything. The actor plays the scene with life or death stakes, and the comedy emerges from their earnest, desperate struggle against a ludicrous reality. They aren't trying to be funny, they're trying to survive. And that is what's funny to us. The same rule applies to any emotional state you can name: anger, sadness, joy, or fear. Let's say you want a character to be intimidating. Your first instinct might be to say, be more threatening, or I want to feel scared of you. That leads to a cliché villain performance, with a deep voice, a furrowed brow, and a lot of posturing. It's a caricature of menace, not the real thing. Instead, give them a simple physical task that creates menace as a byproduct. Give them a playable action. For example, in this conversation, get as close to him as you possibly can without ever touching him. This simple physical goal creates immediate tension and invades the other character's space. Or, speak as quietly as possible, but make sure he hears every single word. This forces the other actor to lean in, creating a disturbing sense of intimacy and control. These specific physical actions will generate a genuine sense of threat far more effectively than asking for the result. The menace comes from the action, not the intention to be menacing. The core principle is to always trust that the result is embedded in the action. Your job is not to chase the feeling. Your job is to find the right action. The perfect playable verb that unlocks the character's behavior. The actor's job is to commit to it fully, without worrying about whether it's sympathetic, or funny, or threatening. When you direct the action, you empower the actor. You give them a concrete task they can succeed or fail at within the scene. This gives them something a clear path to follow. It frees them to be present and responsive. When you direct the result, you paralyze them. You ask them to do your job, which is to shape the overall effect, and the audience's job, which is to feel that effect. You force them to be a critic of their own work while they are trying to create it. This internal judgment kills spontaneity and truth. So, make this your mantra. Stop directing the adjective. Sad, angry, happy, scared. These are adjectives. They are labels for an emotional state. Start directing the verb. To plead, to accuse, to celebrate, to escape. These are verbs. They are playable actions. This is the most important shift you will ever make in how you speak to actors. It is the key to unlocking authentic, dynamic, and unforgettable performances. We started with a problem every director knows intimately. It's that deafening silence after you call action. It's the flat, lifeless performance that stares back at you from the monitor, a pale imitation of the vibrant scene you pictured in your mind. It's the knot in your stomach as you realize the scene is dying, and with it, the schedule, the budget, and the story itself. In that moment, you, the director, are responsible. But the problem is not the actor. It is not their talent, their preparation, or their commitment. They are your willing and able partner. The problem is a failure of communication. It is the gap between your vision and your words. You spoke in the language of results, of feelings, of abstract ideas. But the actor, The artist who builds behavior moment by moment needed the language of action. This is the simple, powerful truth at the heart of directing. Vague direction creates vague performances. Clear, actionable direction creates life. We defined the problem. It is the language barrier. Directors describe the painting they want to see. Actors need to know where to put the brush. Then, we explored the traps that widen this gap. The vague, empty notes like, "give me more," or "pick up the pace." More what? Pace towards what? The intellectual notes about theme and psychology, which belong in rehearsal, not on a time crunch set. And the cardinal sin of result direction, telling an actor what to feel instead of what to do. These mistakes, however well-intentioned, feed the actor's fear and self-consciousness. They put the actor in their head, turning them into an analyst of their own performance. They force them to guess. And when an actor is guessing, they are not acting. They are demonstrating. They are showing you an idea of an emotion, not living through a real human objective. Having identified the traps, we presented the solution. The fix is not complicated. It does not require years of esoteric study. It requires a fundamental change in your language. It requires discipline. The discipline to translate your vision into playable tasks. The solution is to speak in verbs, to give your actors simple, playable objectives. Focus on what the character wants to the other person in the scene, not what they should feel inside. The feeling is the result, not the instruction. Finally, we provided the tools to put this solution into practice. The power of a single transitive verb. The magic of a physical task to anchor a performance in reality. And the simple 3-step script for giving notes. First, affirm what is working. Second, adjust with one clear, playable action. And third, release the actor to do their work. These are not abstract theories. They are practical, repeatable tools for the battlefield of a film set. They work. Now, it's crucial to understand that this is not a system to turn actors into puppets. It is the absolute opposite. It is a system designed to set them free. Think of it like this. When you give an actor a clear, strong foundation to stand on, a specific, playable objective, you liberate their creativity. You remove the burden of guessing what you want. You give them a target, and they can then use all of their immense skill, their instinct, their soul, to hit it in a way that is uniquely theirs. They stop worrying about pleasing you or getting it right. They start playing the game of the scene. They start listening, reacting, and pursuing their objective with everything they have. And when they are truly playing, that is when you get the moments you could never have planned. The moments of magic. The unexpected tears that come from pursuing an objective so fiercely. The surprising laugh that erupts from a moment of genuine connection. The flash of real, unpredictable life that makes an audience hold its breath. That is what this is all about. Bridging the gap, unlocking performance, and creating moments of truth. Your job is not to have all the answers, but to ask the right, playable questions. Now, go make something extraordinary. The camera is rolling. The sound is speeding. You are watching the monitor. The actor says the lines. But this time, something is different. The performance is not flat. It is alive. It has blood. It has a pulse. The actor is not just reciting words. They are fighting for something. They are pursuing an objective you gave them. A simple, clear, playable objective. You told them to get an apology. You told them not to break eye contact. You told them to hide the letter in their pocket. You gave them a task, and now they are doing it with everything they have. You feel a sense of calm. The knot in your stomach is gone. You are not guessing anymore. You have a system. You have a language. You see a problem in a take, and you know how to fix it. You know you can walk over to that actor, look them in the eye, and give them a simple, actionable tool that will help them. You are no longer a source of confusion. You are a source of clarity. You are a partner in the work. You are helping them do their best. You are building the scene together, one clear action at a time. This is what it feels like to be in control. You call cut. You look at the actor. They look back at you. There is no fear in their eyes. There is trust. They know that when you walk over, you are coming with a solution, not a complaint. They know you are on their side. This trust is the most valuable currency you have on a film set. It is what allows for risk. It is what allows for greatness. You have earned it not with grand speeches or displays of genius, but with simple, honest, direct communication. You treated the actor like a fellow craftsperson. You gave them a job to do. They did it. The work is not easy. It never will be. But it does not have to be a mystery. Directing actors is a craft. It can be learned. It can be practiced. It starts with a simple idea that your words have power. They can either build a cage or offer a key. Choose the key. Always choose the key. Give them the verb. Give them the objective. Give them the task. Then step back and watch them fly. Your next scene is waiting. You know what to do. Go and do it.